You're listening to the ZABE Smart Mortgage Podcast, a podcast show that inspires and educates you about the lending process, what trends we're seeing, how to get the best rate, and so much more. Hosted by Fidel Dorado, team leader for the Fidel Dorado team at ZABE Mortgage Group. Fidel has helped hundreds of people with their mortgages, and now he wants to help you become mortgage smart.
All right, Fidel, now we're on episode 3. Talks about homeownership, why it's important, why we need to make sure we are planning for the long term and not just jumping into it. Now I want to talk about something about our do's and don'ts list. I know this is extremely important. We send it to every single client at least 2 to 3 times, depending on the file, how many times they come in. We want to always stress it. One of these is notify us of any changes or possible changes in your employment or income. Why is this important?
Well, when we pre-qualify you, we have the income calculations done a certain way, right? Based on your history of your employment, if you're getting paid hourly, overtime, bonuses. But let's say all of a sudden you go from being paid hourly and overtime bonuses to a flat salary. So the income can be a little bit less. So that can affect something. Or if you're changing jobs and it's a totally different line of work, those are things that can jeopardize your pre-approval, right? Or affect the amount that you may pre-qualify for. Ideally, you want to check with your loan officer if you are planning on making a change, if you have been interviewing, or if your employer proposes or has a job offer or promotion for you. We have to make sure that we understand the pay structure and make sure that it's going to not impact us, or it's going to impact us in a positive way rather than a negative way.
Perfect. So I have another one. Do notify us of any new open credit accounts not appearing on your credit report, or if you plan on opening a new credit.
Yeah, well, obviously, if you're looking to purchase a house, we look at the debt, right? And the less debt you have, the better. So it's important once you have the idea of looking to buy a house, hopefully it's not having the idea of buying a house and I also have an idea of buying a car, because that can affect your, how much you can qualify for and things like that. So, but not just that, is that if you did, let's say we're shopping around for a car and you did purchase a car, let's say right now we're in June, you went this past weekend, you purchased a car, well, when the lender runs your credit, it's not going to show, right? And it's going to show an inquiry there, but it's not going to show as an actual open account. That usually could take about 45 days to appear on your credit. Well, you have to disclose that. We have to know about that. Did you open an account? Did you not? What is the payment? What is the balance? So that way we can make sure that we are assessing your debt to income ratio the right way.
And another one on here is continue to stay current on all your existing accounts.
Obviously, credit scores are important. So any kind of late payments, any 30-day lates or more, can have a negative impact on your credit score. Now all of a sudden you don't qualify. You may not qualify for the program that you're looking to be eligible for, right? They have minimum credit score requirements and things like that. So basically, if you can go without checking your credit, without applying, without opening up any new accounts, things like that, I think that's the most ideal. But if you plan on doing anything like that, or you did, just make sure you disclose that, right? Disclose that. Let your loan officer know.
Why is it important to respond promptly to your request for additional documentation?
Well, as you know, everything's time is of the essence, right? So we have to close escrow within a certain time. The contract says, we have to close within 21 days, 30 days, 45 days, whatever it may be. Or if we're refinancing, right, and we're looking to, and we lock the rate for a certain amount of time, those are things that we have to make sure that we collect from you in a timely manner. And submit to underwriting, get the items cleared, get them approved, and that way it allows us to close the loan on time in an efficient manner. So, the better we can work together, the more prompt you can respond and give us the documentation that we need, then the better it's going to be for everybody all the way around.
On here you have contact us with any questions and concerns. Would that be just off of the specific list, or is it anything that comes to mind? Say I have a question down the road about what if we go this loan and instead of the one that I currently have.
At any time. So that's what we encourage that. I always say is there's no such thing as a dumb question. I don't care if you ask me 100 questions or the same question 100 times, right? We want to make sure you feel comfortable. It's a big purchase, right? It's, again, one of the biggest purchases of your lifetime, right? So we want to make sure you feel really comfortable, understand what you're getting into. So that's what we're there for, right? To advise you and guide you. So any questions you may have, any concerns you may have, any ideas you may have, reach out, call us.
I see on here it says don't charge or max out your current existing credit card accounts. So I can't, if I wanted to go take a vacation, I can't put that on my credit card?
Well, I mean, not if you're looking for a home, right? First of all, if we're in escrow and you're going to go take a vacation, then again, remember the prompt stuff that we need you to get so we can close in a timely manner. So those are the kind of things that can, delay the processing and stuff like that. But, maxing out your credit card, things like that can not only increase your payment, it can increase your debt to income ratio, but it also can cause your credit score to drop. We'll talk about this later on in different podcasts that we may have as we roll out more down the road. We talk about more about credit and how it impacts you and how to manage it and how to properly manage it, right? So if you can stay away from doing that, using your credit card outside of your daily activities, so something outside the norm, like going on vacation and financing it with your credit card, no, that's not something that I would recommend.
Yeah.
Right?
Gotcha. But on the down payment, is that something that I can have borrowed? If my aunt wants to go ahead and just give me funds, I can use that as my down payment? Or is that one of the things that...
Well, you said the key word borrowed. And borrowed, certain programs may allow for that. It just has to be structured and documented a certain way. It can be a gift, again, but with all that, we have to document a certain way, depending on the loan program as well. So if you plan on getting a gift or plan on borrowing some money from a relative or a family member, then again, contact us so we can better prepare you for that, give you the advice on how to structure it the right way, what we need, what documentation we may need, and is it within the guidelines? Will the loan program allow for that? So again, contacting us with that information would allow us to better prepare you for that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. On here, you have a reminder. We are your primary and only point of contact when you have questions regarding your loan program options, down payment, and closing costs.
It happens a lot too, right? Because we're all trying to bring value. And when you're out there looking for a house, let's say we pre-qualified you for, I'm going to say $300,000, right? But you feel comfortable in the $280 range, $275 range is where your comfort level is as far as your payment. Well, if you find a house that you absolutely love and it is $285,000, $290,000, when you're out there, shopping with your realtor, you're going to get tempted. Well, what is my payment going to be? And of course, the realtor was going to want to answer that for you, right? They're trying to be helpful, they're trying to be resourceful, and they're trying to bring value to you. So they may answer that question, give you an estimated payment that they may pull from like a mortgage calculator or something like that, and a lot of the times it could be the wrong amount, and now you have that amount stuck in your head. You make an offer, we finally get your offer accepted. You come back to us, we're starting the process, and then I go over the payment with you, and it's higher than what you were expecting, and you're out of your comfort level, and you're going to be upset, right? You're going to be disappointed, so that's what we always say. Anything that has to do with your home loan, whether it be interest rate, loan program, down payment, closing costs, all that has to do with the financing company, right? Which is us. You want to call us. Anything that has to do with your home, negotiations, characteristics of the home, activity of the home, condition of the home, all that kind of stuff is what you want to talk to your realtor about. But when it comes to the actual financing terms, again, including interest rate, payment, down payment, closing costs, loan programs, all that stuff, you're going to want to call your loan officer or your mortgage company.
So homeownership by design, making sure we're planning correctly, making sure we are on the right track, not just for now, but for the long term. Mm-hmm. Following these do's and don'ts list is extremely important on your credit, your employment change, your down payment assistance, and not making sure you're not borrowing any funds. All of this is extremely important to be able to have a successful closing, correct?
A smooth efficient and successful closing. Yeah, all that ties in together. I mean, as a transaction coordinator, as a loan coordinator, after we get an offer accepted or we have a committed refinance, what do you experience when you're calling a client, right? When we're needing documents, or all of a sudden you see an inquiry where it wasn't disclosed, or we see some deposits into the bank account that were not sourced, so what is your experience with that kind of stuff? I mean, how you see it, you come across a lot more than what I do sometimes, right? So
yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a lot of calling the clients, making sure we're documenting everything correctly. That's requiring additional documentation if they did open an account. If they didn't, then it can get a little bit easier, but we want to just make sure we stay away from all of that. Majority of the time, we want to make sure that the clients call us and make sure they're running everything by us, no matter what the question can be.
Yeah, I mean, it can cause us delays, right? And you've seen it when we're trying to close by a certain time, or we're trying to, deliver or over-deliver, right, on what we promised, and little things like that can cause, delays, unexpected delays, and that's what we're trying to avoid for the most part. Yeah.
This has been an episode of the ZABE Smart Mortgage Podcast. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, purchasing your next home, or refinancing, being smart about your mortgage options will save you time and money. ZABE Mortgage Group connects you to the technology, resources, and education to make you mortgage smart. From pre-approval to applying to getting approved and managing your loan, visit zabemortgage.com.